And there. So we are now live. So and guys, welcome back sa ating session 3 ng API development course, no. So for today, I would first, no, explain muna ano yung pinaka real concept ng API, like mas deeper and mas technical ba. But I think it is best to show you how it's done or ano itsura niya. So now, for me to show it to you, let me open muna, no, yung folder natin or folder ko from my last batch. Like yung ginawa namin, no. I would run it and then I would utilize it or gagamitin ko siya for you guys to see. So, when we say guys API, or to be specific, in this course na nag-enroll kayo, it is REST API. Na-explain ko na right that ang API is serves as a middleman. Tama? But, to be specific, REST API uses the HTTPS, yung HTTPS method, which is related sa web servers. So, gumagamit tayo ng HTTP. Okay? Which means that it is a web server. So, I'm sure that you are familiar with this now. Mga websites, meron sila, tama? So, now, if I'm going to run this code, and this is our session 1 last batch, ilaran ko siya, you would see it like this. Okay? You would see that, sabi dito, serving flash up, meaning nagrara na siya. Then, meron tayong running on, and this is po what we call a URL. Okay? So, URL, well, stands for Uniform Resource Locator. Yan. So, Uniform Resource Locator. And it is similar to an IP address. No, the address of a unique resource on the internet. Meaning that when we say URL, it is a resource. Well, if you are familiar with this, www.facebook.com, twitter.com, youtube.com. Paano sir sila naging resource? Well, they provide something. But now, in our case, guys, HTTP pa din to. Okay? This is still an HTTP. Meaning that it could be considered pa din as what? As a web app. Meaning, okay? Web app siya. Hindi lang siya basta IP address, guys, but it could be considered as a web application. Now, if I'm going to open this sa ating browser, okay, let's try, guys. Enter ko lang. As you guys could see, nothing popped up. So, bakit ganyan? Bakit walang lumabas? Okay? So, ayun. Dito na po tayo mag-i-start with our lesson on API. So, guys, explain ko. API po, or to be specific, once again, REST API. Okay? REST API is its job, no? Yan, REST API. Its job is to make an idea simple. Meaning, inaalis natin yung complexity ng isang code for a certain user. For example, yun nga, yung example ko na I want to search for cat pictures. So, I want to search for cat. Okay? Search ko yung cat, then, po-proceed ko yung request na yan na tinatawag to our REST API. So, API na tatawag ko. RAPI. REST API. Ayan. Si REST API, dadali niya sa database, yung request na yan, magre-request na sa API for that. So, meron ba kayong picture ng cat dyan? If meron, babalik siya dito sa REST API, ibabalik niya dito, and magre-return na siya ng picture nga, once again, ng pusa. Now, REST API serves as the middleman. But, if you want na maging mas technical on our terminologies here, what really happened is this. Okay? We created a request called get. Request. That is the name of the request. Now, sabi natin get. Now, a request should always have two. No? Treat sila originally. We have, of course, the URL, then the method, and then what we call the header. But ang header, guys, is for now, you do not need to understand this. That is optional part. Default mo yung header. Lagi merong header. Do not have to understand that. But if you want to know what is header, ang header is nagko-contain kung anong browser ba yung ginamit ko to access a website. Am I using Mac OS? Am I using Linux? Ano yung specs ng PC ko? Ganun siya. Para lang pinapakilala mo yung system mo dun sa URL. Now, if you are going to search for images ng cat, ano yung URL natin? Our URL would be, let's say lang ha, google.com/cat. Oops, i-kanan pa natin. google.com/cat. Now, we have to break muna itong URL into parts. Okay? Papansin nyo merong slash. Okay? So guys, meron tayong tinatawag na URI. Okay? And we have also what we call an endpoint. So explain ko yan guys, don't worry. Ang URI is parang root word ng isang website. In this case guys, the URI is only the google.com. Okay? So correct me na lang guys if I am wrong on this, but if I remember correctly, that is the URI. Okay? Now, the endpoint is the /cat. Thumbs up tayo guys or type 1 if clear tayo so far. Yan. That is the yan ang two parts ng URL. Okay? So, if you would try to search, no, URL parts, let's check if tama ako. No? So, in this case, it is called root domain, subdomain. So, medyo madami siya, no? But guys, in the terminologies, pagka ginamit na po natin siya sa ating API, yun po ang tawag sa kanya. No? Tinatawag siya na, or yun, it is also called, in this case, host. No? Host. So, pwedeng host, then pwedeng endpoint. But in our case, to make this a lot easier, we would call this endpoint. So now, ano guys ang gusto natin kunin? We want to get pictures of cat. So guys, the method is get. Kasi we want to get something from the internet or from our URL. Okay? So, the process is going to be get. Tapos, magkakaroon niya ng string na /cat. Meaning that, we want to get cat from our URL or URI. So, automatic na yan. Ang gagawin na lang dyan ni request is, ang kukunin niya na lang is the endpoint. Kasi, si google.com, siya yung nagpa-process nitong get. So, parang, under ni google.com, meron na siyang /cat. Okay? So, don't worry guys. It would be much more clearer once we start coding na. So, get cat. Now, si API is meron yan function na related doon sa get cat. Now, in our code, no? In our code na ipapaturo ko sa inyo later or tuturo ko sa inyo later. Look at our code. Tingnan nyo guys. App.get then /store. This is our store endpoint. Tingnan nyo guys, ang ginawa ko. I simply returned stores, which is simply a variable. So, ganun lang siya guys. No? Merong function, okay? Merong function na under ng ating REST API. Okay? Merong function na under ng REST API. Yon. Okay, it is also called root po. Etong /cat, it could also be called root, but in the context of API, it is called endpoint. So guys, if gagawa kayo ng website, /cat would be called root, no? Ayan. But for the context of API, it is called endpoint. But I think, at some point in the tutorial, baka magpag-interchange ko sila. But guys, don't worry, they are the same. Root or endpoint, /cat, ayan. So most of them, lagi may slash. So now, ayan nga, yung get cat, this is what we call guys a request or API request if we want to make it full. That is what we call an API request. Then the API request would call the function na related do sa request na yon. Sa ating code guys, no, don't worry, explain ko yun later. Sa ating code, ito yung endpoint. So imagine that ang endpoint nito is cat. Tas guys, kung ano yung related function on this endpoint, which is in this case get stores, magraran lang yung laman nun. Okay? Magraran yung laman nito. Then, after that, no, is magre-return na yun kung ano yung need ng user. But in our case talaga, in the real world, it should be connected to a database first. Connected siya sa database wherein hahanap siya ng picture ng pusa. Then, after that, babalik tayo sa ating API. Ang gagawin niya is, yung data is i-convert niya into JSON. which is similar to a Python dictionary. Okay? Yan guys. So always JSON ang data most of the time. Okay? Kasi JSON is the most flexible. Tapos ngayon, babalik na sa ating yan as what we call a, well, if merong request, there is a response. The response would be the JSON data. So, that is like the process. But guys, let me show you how do we do it like nang hindi dinodrawing na. So, di ba currently we are running. So guys, the reason bakit no sinearch ko siya is hindi siya nag-run, that is because hindi po tayo lagay ng endpoint. Let's try to put the endpoint store kasi yan ang meron ako. See guys, ito yung bumalik. A JSON data. And as you guys could see, para lang siyang list, square brackets, na merong laman na curly braces, which is the dictionary. Okay? So, that is how you do a GET request. And yes, when we do a GET request, what we only have to do is to search it sa ating browser. So, in our link here, i-zoom ko, we have http 127.0.0.1:5000. So, you do not need to understand what this means, no? But just know that ito yung dito nagra-run yung ating web app. Okay? Diyan lang po nagra-run ang ating web application. Now, itong part na to is if i-host mo na online ang iyong API, accessible na siya. Like, pwede mo na siyang palitan let's say ng altsysacademy.com. Papapalitan na siya automatically if i-host mo siya online, which is may bayad, no? Then, tuturo ko naman siya kung paano siya i-host online, don't worry. Then, our endpoint, the /store, which, ano nga pala, once again, ang ginagawa niya is, pagka nakahanap siya ng ends or ng endpoint na store, what it would do is it would do or use this function. That's basically it. Tumatawag tayo ng function using API request. Thumbs up tayo guys or type 1 if we are clear with that. Okay? So that is the very concept simply ng API. But ito guys, what we did here is just a GET request. Kumukuha lang tayo ng data. What if sa ating store we want to add something? What if we want to edit something? What if we want to delete something? That is the reason po bakit tayo meron tinatawag na Postman. Because Google Chrome or kung ano man yung browser nyo is not enough to create those requests. Because Google browsers are only created for GET requests. Para lang kumuha. Ipapapansin nyo. Okay? So now, we have to utilize our tool called, ayun nga, yung ating tool na Postman. Okay? So, ganito lang guys basically nag-work sa API. But don't worry for now, hindi mo gagamit ang database. O unti-untiin natin siya. For today po, I would introduce to you the first two, okay? The first two method. Okay? Meaning, when I say first two method, meron po tayo tatawag na HTTP method. Kasi nga, sabi ko kanina, di ba? What if ang gusto ko is instead of kumuha is maglagay ng bagong store? Okay? Or, what if ang gusto ko is mag-delete ng existing store doon sa ating data or sa variable, or mag-edit? Hindi kasi to accessible using Google Chrome. So guys, we could also read or get, once again, get store. So ito, check. Madaling gawin. And for each one of these utos or commands, we have a specific HTTP method for them. For this one, napakita ko na, that is get. Okay? Then we have post when you want to add a new one. Then we have, well, delete. If you want to delete a store, yun ang ginagamit na request. And we have edit, which is put, no? Yun ang tawag sa kanya. When you want to edit, that is called put. Okay? Put. Now, do we have any questions so far sa ating concept ng API? Thumbs up tayo guys or type 1 if clear tayo. 1. How about the others? Clear ba tayo so far? Wala po bang question? Yung iba guys, okay naman po ba? Just making sure lang before I proceed kasi medyo nakakalito yung unang part ng API. Ayan. Thank you so much sa response. Pwede rin ba through post ang delete and put? Well, if I remember correctly, yes. But it is not suggestible because, or hindi po siya sinasuggest kasi parang we have to create talagang difference na if you want to create an endpoint, no? Asa na? When you want to create an endpoint for store, let's say, so if you want to get store, parang the real or the main concept is that you want to get from it. So, kunwari, ang ginawa ko is post store or let's say delete store. Pero ang ginagawa ng delete is nagre-return lang or binabalik sa akin yung store. Parang it would simply destroy the concept nito pong for, nitong get, post, delete, and put. So, hanggat maaari, let's try to follow it. It's the same concept as as putting yung integer or yung age sa string versus sa real na integer versus sa float. Parang much better if gagamit ka ng integer for float. Even though you could also utilize yung float and string for the age. Welcome po. Yes po, tama po, Sir Wilbert. Iba po yung hosting ng API, iba yung DB. But for this course for this API development course is wala tayong front end. Pure API tayo. But don't worry guys, on our last session, 14, papakita ko naman kung paano kino-connect si API sa isang front end. Like the very simple lang, no? So that magkaroon kayo idea na pwede. Ayan. So, yan siya. Do we have any more question? React? No po. HTML, CSS lang po tayo sa JavaScript. Very basic lang po. Si React po kasi is iba talaga siya. Like meron siya mga state yung state management, which is a hard topic to teach. Medyo mahirap siya ituro. So, yan. No? This is our parang concept. Now, what am I going to teach for today is only two. No? Get and post. Itutuloy natin yung delete and put next meeting, which is sa Monday. So, dito muna tayo. Okay? Ayan. So, let's start coding na po. Now, to start coding po, guys, is meron pa papagawa sa inyo, no? Now, if you want to code with me, that's good. Kasi po, ang gagawin ko for all of this file is ilalagay ko po sila sa isang folder called Python Review. Then, ilalagay ko lang po sila dyan sa lahat. Yan. Para hindi po sila nakaharang lang like that. Yan. Tatabi na natin sila. No? If you want, guys, you could create a new folder. But ako kasi gusto ko na, like, maayos lahat. Like, lahat ng files ko is nasa isang folder lang. For this batch. Yan. After po doing that, what I want you guys to do is to create what we call a virtual environment. So, guys, just follow me lang po. On your VS Code, pwede nyo buksan si terminal. Di ba ito wala nakalagay? Pag tinapat nyo po yung mouse nyo dito sa may linya, itong magkakaroon automatic ng border yan. Magla-light up. Okay? If you are using the color theme na normal, which is ito, di ba? I think. So, pag tinapat nyo, magiging asul siya. So, i-hold nyo lang, then drag. Pataas. Okay? Ganun lang po. Hold lang, and then drag pataas. Okay? So, ako babalik ko siya pababa just to show you na pwede siyang ibaba. Ayan. So, Dracula team, balik tayo, no? So, I prefer this kasi mas light sa mata. Ayan. So, iangat nyo lang. Then, guys, type this. Python, for Windows users muna tayo, no? Python-m venv.venv. Yun lang po. Okay? Explain ko po kung ano yung ginawa natin. Yan. Then, press enter. Yun lang. So, guys, mapapansin nyo, magkakaroon ng bagong folder called .venv. Then, for this one, pag may lumabas na error, or sorry, not error, alert, just press no. Like that. So, let me copy the code sa ating chat box if medyo nalilito. Now, that is for Windows. So, what about Mac? Or iOS? Python 3/m venv.venv. Lalagyan nyo lang po ng 3. Okay? But for those Mac users, you could try this first. I think that this would work na kasi updated naman na si Mac. But if not, use this. Lagyan nyo lang ng 3. Yun lang po. That's the difference lang. Okay? So, sige guys, create your virtual environment na. And I would explain bakit tayo po gagamit ng virtual environment na tinatawag. Bakit po may dot? Meron po tayo nilagay na dot para po, when we create this file, no, tingnan natin, it would only signify that this folder is not really meant for viewing. Meaning that hindi siya need na galawin. Parang palatandaan lang na yung mga folders na may dot is hidden. Like, you do not have to access them po. Ganon siya. Kumbaga, they are not meant for viewing. Yun lang po yun. Parang yun yung purpose niya. To let others know that that is not meant for viewing. Kasi po, if titingnan natin siya, yung laman niya is Python. Like, ang daming files. And you do not have to look at it. Kumbaga, yung dot is magsisignify na folder siya na hindi po dapat ginagalaw. Ayun lang po. But if I remember correctly, on Windows 10 and in Mac OS, parang magiging siyang grayed out. Magbumukha siyang hidden. Magiging ganun po ang itsura niya kasi meron siyang dot sa unahan. Pero papasik siya, yes po. Hidden po siya sa Mac, no? Ayun, so hidden po siya. Yes po, Sir Wilbert. Papasok pa din siya sa GitHub pag hindi dineclare sa git ignore. Tama po. So, need pa din po siyang i-manual na ilagay sa git ignore. So, ayan, hidden po siya sa Mac, no? So, ayun, same with Linux. Magiging hidden siya sa Linux and Windows 10 and below. Welcome po. I'm not sure lang bakit sa Windows 11 hindi na nangyayari. So, now, the reason bakit tayo mayroong virtual environment is so that we could separate, no, yung project na to from our Python sa ating Windows. Meaning po, guys, sa terminal natin, guys, what I want you to do is to do this po. To follow me po, in this case po, meron tayong arrow, drop down arrow, no? Itong arrow na to. Click nyo yan. Then, select po default profile. And then, choose nyo po dito is command prompt. Okay? Command prompt. Hindi po tayo gagamit ng PowerShell. But for Mac users, no need to do that. Just for Windows, no? Ayan. So now, parang walang nangyari. But, explain ko po ano yung difference ng bakit tayo gumawa ng .venv dito. Ano yung reason yan? So, the reason bakit tayo merong .venv is for us to be able to separate, no? To separate yung mga needed nating frameworks. Meaning, sa .venv, ito, for our project lang na gagawin. Okay? Hindi po madadamay yung labas ng project. Meaning, if familiar kayo guys with Flask. For example, mag-install ako ng Flask. If nag-install po ako ng Flask sa virtual environment ko, doon lang po siya mapupunta. Meaning that Flask would not be installed sa aking system. And the reason why? We want to make sure that our project, kung ano lang yung kailangan niya na mga frameworks or libraries, is yun lang. Okay? Kasi po, kunwari, nag-install ako ng, sa mismong system ko, for example, dito sa command prompt, this is my system, right? Nag-install ako, let's say, ng Pandas, which is a framework for data statistics. So, ayan, nag-install ako, di ba? Now, if kunwari nag-install ako ng another one, no? Na, let's say, Flask. Mag-install ako ng Flask. So, what if at some point in time, magkaroon ng problem between them? But what I only need is Flask. Hindi ko kailangan si Pandas. Pero dahil both of them is naka-installed sa system ko, I have to remove one of them. But guys, with that venv, binubukod natin yung folder na to, itong batch 2 API development, binubukod yung folder na yan to have its own frameworks lang. Hindi po kasama ito. So, how could I show that? If itatype ko po is pip freeze, okay? Ito po yung mga installed na frameworks ko before. Ang dami, di ba? Ang kalat. But guys, if titignan natin yung pip freeze dito, you would see that they have the same. So, now, sir, bakit sila same? Ito po. So, tuwing may project, need muna gumawa ng virtual environment if big projects. Yes po, tama. But if small projects lang, personal projects, no need to create a virtual environment. But yes, tama po for that. Now guys, eto nga, nakita nyo na ito pa din yung mga install ko sa system ko. How do I use the virtual environment? That's the question, tama. How do I use the virtual environment? For me to be able to use yung virtual environment, I have to activate it pa. So how? Paano? So for you to activate your virtual environment, guys, ito lang po, super dali. So after nyo po guys makagawa ng virtual environment, no? Once again, sa mga nakalimot na or like hindi pa nagagawa, no? Kasi nakinig muna sa akin, Python-m vnv.vnv. That is the only command. Yun lang po. Now, after creating the folder here, guys, what I want you to do is to do this. In Windows, Control-Shift-P. Ito po. Ito, yung shortcut na to. Control-Shift-P, then, type nyo, select interpreter. Tapos guys, makikita ko dyan for Python. Python, select interpreter, click on that. Then guys, select nyo yung .vnv. Meaning, we want VS Code to use .vnv or ang ating virtual environment. Now guys, if I would now open a terminal, you would see this po, .vnv, meaning activated na siya. Sige nga sir, nasan proof? Pip, freeze. Wala naka-install. Diba? Meaning, clean slate. Malinis tong folder natin na to. Wala naka-install na kahit anong framework. Therefore, if ever na magka-issue, sa atin as the programmer. No? Kasi walang magkakaroon ng issue unlike dito na ang dami-daming naka-install. Diba? So that is the concept. Bakit tayo gumagamit ng virtual environment? Sir, paano ulit po yung virtual environment? Paano ina-activate? Sa Mac, Command-Shift-P. Sa Windows, Control-Shift-P. Then, pagka na-click nyo na yung shortcut na yon, select nyo po or type nyo po, select interpreter. Ito pong Python select interpreter, click on this. And guys, select nyo lang yung .vnv. That's it. Sir, paano pagka gusto kong ibalik dun sa lahatan? So, same concept. Control-Shift-P, Command-Shift-P, select interpreter, then piliin mo yung other. Makalagay dito is global. Yun. So, ganun lang guys. Then, after that, that's it po. That is how you create a virtual environment and how do you activate it. Sir, pag backlinos ko yung VS Code, tapos binuksan ko siya, nakasave pa din yung virtual environment ko na yun. So, buksan natin ang ating folder sa ating desktop, no? The answer is yes. Ayun, no? Kita nyo? Nakasave na siya. So, that's it po. Yung run, yung script, bad practice po ba? Not really. Hindi naman po. Control-Shift-P po. P. As in penguin. Yan po siya. Yung run script is not a bad practice naman. Okay lang din po gamitin si run script. Okay? Yan. So, yun guys. After all of those setup, we could now officially start. Okay? So, ngayon pa lang tayo mag-start ng ating coding. So, yes, mahaba talaga ang kanyang setup. We do not have any problem with that. Okay? What if you need mo yung frameworks from other projects sa current projects? Paano mo sila i-upload? Well, hindi talagang when we create projects po, yung mga frameworks talaga is dapat newly installed para po maiwasan natin yung possible errors talaga. Kasi when we copy framework from other project, possible po na yung framework na kinakopy nyo is parang na damaged or like na-use na. Basically, meron na mga default settings na napalitan because of the project that you have created. So, it would be much better if i-install talaga sila. But don't worry po. At some point in time, ituro ko siya para hindi nyo na siya need na i-type ng mano-mano na pip install flash, pip install ganto. Like, one type na lang tayo to install all what we need. Okay? So, ayan. So far, nakasetup na tayo. How do we proceed with the coding? Welcome po. So guys, first of all is we have to install Flask. Okay? So for those na hindi nakapag pa ng VNV, okay lang. If ayaw nyo mag-install ng VNV, once again, no worries. No? So guys, buksan yung terminal nyo after nyo mabuksan yung folder. Yes, yan po Sir Michael. Tuturo ko din yan at some point in time. Okay? So now, we would do pip install Flask. That's our first step. Because what we are going to use is Flask in order for our API to run. Okay? So, originally, si Flask is gamit to create websites. But it could also be used to, well, run API servers. Yan. Okay? So, yun lang guys. Pip install Flask. Paano yan, sir? Open nyo lang to guys. So, pag tinapat nyo nga ulit yung mouse nyo dito, may lalabas na border. Taas nyo lang. Pip install Flask. Pip install Flask. Yan. Press enter. Okay? So, wait natin mag-install sa side nyo, no? Inom na po ako saglit ng water. Then, we could continue. So, let's continue. Now, mabilis lang naman siya mag-install if I remember correctly. Now po guys, what we are going to do is to create a folder called session 1, no? Then, we would name it API introduction or REST API introduction. Yan. So, that's just the name of the folder. Okay? Now, inside this folder, just create a file called app.py. And this app.py is a default one. Like, talagang default siya. If gagawa kayo ng Flask app, talagang app.py ang name ng file. Okay? So now, no, kaka-explain ko lang po earlier what is a GET request. Or last time din, no, nung ating session 1, na-explain ko na si GET request. Now, we are going to create, well, a GET request in our dito. So, the goal or the end goal that I want to have with you guys while doing these sessions, lahat ng sessions, no, from session 3 onwards, is to create a simple lang ha, store API, wherein sa store na yon, we could create store, we could edit store name, delete stores, we could also create items inside the store, we could search for items inside the store, then log in. For us to be able na makapag-delete ng store or makapag-delete ng item, we have to be logged in. Then, of course, with that, we have to save the data. Yung mga store, mga items na ginawa ko. So, database. Okay? Then, gagawa tayo nun online. Okay? I mean, i-host natin siya online. Lalagyan natin siya online. Ano yung mga requirements for the database, ganyan, and etc. Okay? Then, what if, kailangan mo ng parang, so ito extra na lang. What if you want to send an email? Let's say that magre-register ka dito sa tapos parang need mo ng email or something. Tuturo ko sa inyo guys kung how it's done. Then of course, after all of those, we would try to create our own project na student grade management system na very, very simple lang. Okay? So yun ang goal natin. On our session 1 up to session 12, our goal is to create this store API. Bubuuin natin siya, session per session and concept by concept. Okay? So, let's start. So, now guys, we have to import Flask. We would use, from Flask, import capital letter F, Flask. Yan. So, meaning, gagamitin natin si Flask. Then, we have to create our own web server. So, create a web server using Flask. How do we do that? Gawa lang po tayo ng variable called app equals Flask, capital letter F, double underscore name, double underscore. Okay, basically what this means is that gagawa ng web server sa loob ng variable na app. Okay? Then po, need natin mag-setup lang na mabilis. If i-run ko kasi tong app na to, as you guys could see, wala nangyari. Hindi nag-run yung server. We have to put some code below. So, run the Flask web app. So guys, copy the code lang. If name is equals to string na main, we would app.run, meaning i-run natin yung ating application, then debug mode is naka-true. Explain ko yan later guys. Bakit like need ng debug true is equals to true. Okay? So that's it guys. This is the initial format ng isang web app. If i-run ko to guys, you would see that, ayun, nag-run na siya, nag-run yung server, and this is the link to that server. If I'm going to open this on my browser, let's say, Ito na itsura niya. Sir, bakit not found? Well, it is found. Pero kasi walang content. Walang content ang ating web app. So that is why it does this. Now guys, for just a very very short no, hindi ko na-explain. Papakita ko lang that Flask could be used for web development. Pwede kayong gumawa ng ganito. App.root. So yun nga sabi ko kanina, 'di ba? Pagka-root, no? It is used for websites. Gawa tayo ng home or index page. Then return natin h1. This is an HTML code. Hello world. Pinapakita ko lang kumbaga na possible naman siya. Now, i-run ko siya. Tapos guys, if I'm going to open the website once again, now, wala nakalagay, di ba? But, dahil ang ating endpoint is ganito, if lalagyan ko siya ng slash sa unahan, I think it should work. But why not? Bakit hindi siya nag-work? Lagay natin, alisin natin to. Alisin natin yung root. Sorry. Slash home. Yan. Ganyan na lang. Slash home. Lagyan natin ng slash home po. Then, i-return natin to. Tingnan natin guys if mag-work siya. Run. Ayan. Lagyan natin ng slash home. That's weird. But hindi siya nag-work. App.root slash home. So, wait lang guys ha. I-fix ko lang. Baka meron tayong namaling part dito. Isa pa. App.root. Then, alisin natin to. Def hello world. If app.name. So, let's try to refresh our application. Kasi guys, it should work on the first try. So, baka meron akong mali na setup. So, ang ating root is slash home. So, guys, we have to add slash home na sa dulo. Or maybe, it is lagging lang. Isa pa, open ko siya from this part. Isa pa, then, lagyan natin ng slash home. Home slash home. Why? Wait lang guys i-fix ko lang. Bakit hindi siya nag-work bigla? If i-run ko siya, it should work. It is using Python, VNV, app.py, serving mode. Pag niran ko to, slash home, why is it a pattern? What about get? Wait lang guys i-troubleshoot ko lang siya. Pasensya about this. Not sure bakit siya na nagkaganon. If ito, app.root at app.root, ito, let's try to open this website online. Sagat ng slash home. The requested URL was not found on the server. Okay guys, let me refresh my VS Code. Then, open natin siya ulit. Nag-run sa inyo. Need ng port. Sige po. Nag-run sa inyo guys, no? Sa akin hindi siya nag-run. I'm not sure why is that. Try nyo nga po guys sa inyo if mag-run sa inyo. So, try po natin sige maglagay ng port. I think yung port po is pag nirarun natin kasi yung app, is kasama na siya. For example po, if irarun ko to, lagyan natin to ng slash home. Ayan. So, ito na po yung port. Kasama na po talaga yung port dito sa given, which is port 5000. Then, if nilagay ako ng home, I'm not just sure bakit hindi siya nag-work. Sa inyo guys, try nyo po if nag-work. Kay Sir Ren daw po is nag-work. Ayan. Try nyo nga guys if mag-work sa inyo. Then, let me know if nag-work po sa inyo. Working on me? Hala, ba't ganun? So, tama yung code ko. I'm just not sure ba't hindi siya nag-work sa akin. No? Hala, paano kaya to? Wait. Now, what if i-testing ko siya using Postman? So guys, now, I want you guys to copy this code that I would create po ng una, no? So, don't worry on this. We would fix it later on. So, para lang makapag-proceed tayo, kasi ayoko naman na ma-stuck tayo on this part, no? Running din yung local server. Yun nga, sir, hindi ko din sure kung bakit hindi siya nag-work. But that's okay. Let's continue. Kaya natin to. So, Xcode muna to, guys. Don't save. Don't save. Don't save. Don't save. Ayun pa tayo nagka-problem, ano? So, guys, this is what a Postman would look like or pagka inopen nyo siya. Now, tatry ko muna mag-logout, no, para mapakita ko sa inyo kung ano yung itsura niya pagka unang beses siya mabuksan. No? Now, ganito itsura niya pag hindi pa kayo napag-sign in. But guys, I would prefer really if you would sign in kasi nasa save yung mga ginagawa nyo mga endpoints as we call it. So guys, just click on sign in or create account pala, sorry. Just create your account, then it would automatically be created. Then sign in. Ako guys, mag-sign in na ako kasi I already have my account. No? Sign in lang ako guys. altisyasin18@gmail.com. So ito na guys yung account ko. Yes, so ayun, nakasave na yung account ko eh. So guys, just please create an account and I think it would take you 3 minutes lang. Mabilis lang siyang gawin. Para magamit nyo po ng maayos si Postman. Kasi pagka nag-register kayo is full version yung access nyo. Okay? So sige guys, gawan po muna kayo ng account with Postman because this is what we would use on our whole session or the remaining sessions pa po. Very basic nyo lang ayusin po. So while I'm just going to check this, bakit hindi siya nag-work. No? Sige guys. So by saktong 7:50, you should be done na po. Thank you. So let me fix lang din po bakit hindi siya nag-work. App.get, return natin is hello world. What if ganito? Double. Hello world. Plus H1. Baka doon lang siya sa double quotes nagka-problem. Let us check. Let me close our terminal. Open ko siya. Home. Tayo niya mag-work. What if i-open ko lang yung folder ng session 1 na yun? Ito lang yung i-open kong folder. Let me try. What if it is like this? Try ko nga. Ito lang yung open ko. Then, let me open this na. Wala talaga. /home. So sige, okay lang guys. We would proceed pa din kahit na hindi siya nag-work. Maybe re-reinstall ko na lang si Flask. Pip uninstall Flask. Yes. Pip. Then, babalik ako doon sa folder natin na may virtual environment, no? So guys, don't worry. Hindi naman need gawin to kasi hindi naman nagka-error sa inyo. Pip install Flask. Let me check. Pip uninstall Flask. Yes. Tapos siguro, burahin ko natin si virtual environment. Gawa ko bago. Baka nagka-problem. Python-m venv.venv. O siguro hindi ko nalalagyan ng tooldoc. Baka doon nagkaka-problem sa Windows 11. Kasi I'm using Windows 11 eh. Baka doon ang problem natin. Select interpreter. Pabalik ko muna siya doon sa global. Then let me delete this muna. No? So yan. Nireset ko lang guys, don't worry. Python m venv plus venv. Alisin ko na tooldoc. No. Then once again, yung ginawa natin kanina. Ayan, tapos na. Select interpreter. Then i-select ko yung venv na ginawa ko. Then i-close ko to. Then i-install ko muna si Flask kasi bago nga to, clean slate, di ba? Ba't kaya ngayon pa nagka-problem? Tinesting ko naman siya nung nakaraan. Gumana naman siya. Maybe dun sa tooldoc, nung .venv, I am guessing. Ayan. So, working. Let me run. Sana mag-run na siya. Pag sinearch ang home, /home. That's weird. Sige guys, okay lang. That's okay. Let's continue pa din. Wala akong problem with that now. I could teach this kahit na hindi nag-work sa akin. But, I would need your, I would need guys your your help then. No? So, testing ko lang siya on my, on my Postman. Kasi hindi siya nag-work. 127.0.0.1/5000/home. HTTP 127.0.0.1. What about localhost? Allow firewall on VS Code. Wait lang po guys, pasensya na about this really. I'm really sorry about this. I am just not sure why it's not working. I have another application running. Okay. Okay. I have another application running. That is why it doesn't work. Ayun. So sorry guys, that is my mistake. Meron tayo 'di ba kanina, nagpakita ko ng sample. Really sorry about that guys. So let's now run, no? Ayan guys, mapapakita ko na sa wakas. App.troop/home. So guys, I would created an endpoint called home, tas it should return hello world. And I would really expect na sana gumana na siya this time. Run/home. There we go. So guys, as you can see, no? So sakto naman 7:52 pa lang, no? Pasensya na about that, guys, once again, no? So nung tinawag po natin yung ating URL and then we added the endpoint, tama? In this case, home. So guys, ito yung link. We added the /home. Meaning po that when we add endpoints, pinapagana lang ni Python yung function under it. So in this case, nag-return lang ako ng /h1 or heading 1 hello world. Now, if you guys are really medyo skeptical pa, sir, totoo ba na gumagana HTML dyan? Lagyan natin ng style, color, red. Then, let's enter this, refresh. Diba? So, yes. Meaning, Flask is originally created to be a use for web development. But, hindi po kasi tayo gagamit ng, root, no? Hindi tayo gagamit ng @app.root. So, let me explain po muna ano yung ginawa ko, no? Before we proceed. Kasi, this is just an example na gusto ko sana ipakita. Bakit po nag-error kanina? Guys, remember that earlier, nagpakita po ako ng example, di ba? Yung store, if naalala nyo, di ba? If bubuksan ko yung browser, or kanina, guys, may nakabukas na other application. Nakabukas yung isa ko pang API. Meaning, sabay silang gumagana. So guys, the reason bakit nag-error is gumagana pala yung isa kong ginawang program na API din. And then, ang ginawa ko is sabay ko silang pinagbukas. So, let's try to, imitate the problem. So, ito guys, ang ginawa ko kanina is, niran ko ito. Pakita ko lang guys, para if ever man na mangyari sa inyo, alam nyo na gano'n na lang yung pali-fix. Thank you po, Sir Wilbert, for that. Yes po, nagka-conflict sa URL. So, raran ko to guys. Bakit ayaw mag-open? So, ito na lang. So, di ba ito nga yung code ko? Yung ito. So, ang ginawa ko kanina guys is niran ko po siya. Yan. Oops, install natin si Flask. Pip install Flask. So, ang ginawa ko guys is niran ko to. Tapos, di ba, niraran ko din tong isa. So, ang nangyari guys, nung niran ko din tong isa, nagkasabay. Yan. Okay? So, meaning, hindi sila mag-work kasi guys, may kasabay siya So, yes po, nagkaka-conflict sa URL. Parehas sila is ginagamit nila to. So guys, make sure that when you test on your projects, make sure na hindi gumagana or isa lang ang gumagana na application. Bawal sabay. Mag-error po siya. Okay? So that's the only problem that we have encountered earlier. Welcome po. Pasensya na guys once again. So now guys, let's start na po with the goal that we want to create. What we want to create po right is a store API. Now guys, what if first, ano ba yung unang ginagawa when we create a system? Guys, remember this. That when we create a system, we always start with what we call data model. Or, in simpler terms, ano yung gagamitin mong data? In this case, guys, the data that we want to use is I want it first to be very, very simple lamang. Gagawa ko ng variable called stores, which is going to be a list na meron na laman. So, lalagay natin dyan na store is Bonai store. Then, isa pa, my store. Ayan. Yan. So, we have two stores na nakalagay. Okay? Meron tayong dalawang store. We have Bonai store and my store. Now, if you guys could remember on my explanation earlier, that the first thing po that I would like to create or we would like to create is the get request and the post request. Tama? So, we want to create the get request which does what? Get data or read data. Then, we also want to create the post request which is what? To add or, create data. That's the two part. Now, guys, how do we create an endpoint, which is in our case, I want the endpoint to be called store, how do we make this store a get endpoint? Kasi guys, endpoints is sinesave natin yan kung anong klaseng endpoint sila. Endpoint ba sila na pang get? Endpoint ba sila na pang post or pang edit? O endpoint ba sila na pang delete? If you guys could remember na meron din tayong delete. Endpoint ba sila na pang put or pang edit? So we have to specify anong method. So guys, once again, itong mga get, post, they are what we call HTTP method, guys. So guys, the first that we want to create is to have what we call the get endpoint store, which would return all store, lahat ng nakalistang store in our variable. So guys, very simple lang po. No, start tayo with the very basic lang. Sasabihin natin in our application at app.get, meaning that is a get endpoint. Simple as that. Tapos, string sa loob, anong pangalan ng endpoint mo? Store. Ganyan lang guys kasimple. Okay? So sige guys, you may type it na. After that, def, papangalanan mo yung function na to. Ako, get store lang. Simple. Hindi ko napapera sa sarili ko. Then, we do not need to put something sa parameter. Now, what I would do is I would return stores. Gusto kong ibalik sa user yung stores. Okay? And that's it. Okay, guys? Gusto kong ibalik sa user yung stores. Yan. JSONify, I think sir, hindi na tayo gagamit ng JSONify. Automatic na siya nag-JSONify for us po. Which is luckily, ginagawa na ni Flash. Ganun siya sir. Automatic na siya nag-JSONify for us. Ayan. So now guys, what I want you to do is to run this code. And then po, lalabas po dito si running on this link. Then guys, what I want you to do is to click this link. If hindi nyo siya maklik, kasi naka-VS Code kayo, di ba pag tinatapat nyo sa kanya is lumalabas to, yung follow link. So guys, you could follow the shortcut here, nakalagay control click. Diin na nyo yung control or command in Mac. Then click on the link. Or, pag tinapat nyo yung mouse nyo, merong follow link, click itong follow link. It would open, but once again, nothing would happen. Guys, can you please answer bakit hindi kagad nag-work ang ating API? Anong kulang natin? Bakit hindi siya lumalabas kaagad? Tama. Kulang tayo ng endpoint. Okay? So, lalagay natin yung endpoint na kakagawa lang natin, which is the /store. And as you guys could see, binalik sa atin yung data natin. Thumbs up tayo guys or type 1 if you are clear with that. How about the others po? Clear po ba tayo kung paano siya nangyari? So, very simple code pa lang tayo. Thumbs up tayo guys or type 1 if okay naman po so far. Walang question. Ganun lang po guys nag-work ang API. Simple as that. Okay, eto na problem. The problem comes when, well, you want to add a new store na. But guys, just to show you, no, that this could be, let's say, student. Tapos, papalitan mo to ng get student, return students, tapos, yung students is pwede mo palitan yung laman ng, ng list. Students, then, call this Sibonay, saka si Mayoy. Ganyan, run. So guys, automatic na siyang nagsisave. Okay? Basta pag sinave nyo yung file nyo, kunwari, nag-changes kayo, tapos Control S, ayun, mag-change siya automatically. That is the reason. Ba't po tayo naglagay ng debug true? Kasi without the debug true, hindi po magsisave yan. You have to delete it and run the code again. Okay? So pakita ko lang guys. Alisin ko si debug true, like that. Then alisin ko to. Tingnan nyo guys. Papalitan ko yung variable. Pag sinave ko yung file, ayun no, hindi siya napapalitan. I have to close the app and rerun it again. Kaya dapat guys, naka-debug mode tayo. Okay? Para pwede nating baguhin yung server habang nagra-run. So we do not have to close it every time. That's the reason bakit tayo merong debug true. Okay? So now, let's try to run this code. Let's search for our student. No? So guys, what I want you to do is, if nakapag-register na kayo sa Postman, use this command. So, ganun din. Dito nyo na-search 00.1 colon 5000 slash student. Run. Sisend ko lang guys. Make sure that nakaget po itong nasa left side. Okay? Send. Eto na siya guys. Mas maganda. Sir, paano po kami makakarating dyan sa point na yan? Kasi sir, ganito pala nakikita namin sir. Baka kasi guys, wala pa sa inyo. Don't worry. So guys, what I want you to do is to open this side menu. Lakihan nyo lang. Yan. Then guys, makakita kayo. May workspace nakalagay dyan or something. Then sa collections. Under collections po guys, pupunta po kayo ng new. Okay? Click new. And guys, ito HTTP. We want to create an HTTP request. Pag click nyo yan guys, ayun na. Anong klaseng HTTP request ang gusto mong gawin? Is it a GET request? Is it a POST request? Put, delete request. The rest of these, yung patch head options, you do not really need them. No, iba lang sa iba yung ginagamit. But ito guys, head, post, put, and delete. As I said, di ba? Na-discuss ko na yan. So now, we want get request. Then type in yung inyong URL dito. http://127.0.0.1 port 5000/student. Like that. Then guys, we need to send the request. And guys, sa baba, lalabas ang result. As you guys could see, nakalagay dito, 200, which means that this is a successful request. Okay? That is a successful request. Try nyo nga guys, if lumabas din. Lumabas din ba guys sa side nyo? Type 1 or thumbs up if napalabas nyo din. So, if hindi pa napapalabas guys, this is the code lang po. No? Yan. You may copy the code or isa-send ko na lang sa chat box if you want. Para makopy nyo po. Yan. That's our code. Gumana guys. Gumana ba ito guys sa side nyo? So if hindi gumana, you could click on kill terminal, then run it again. Tapos guys, just make sure that matatype nyo lang sila dito. Ganun lang. Okay? Yes, okay lang, gumana. How about the others po? Gumana din po ba sa side nila? Nakalagay ba? Okay din? Sabihin, successful tayo? So guys, this is the simplicity of API. Meaning that you could create endpoints like this. Tapos maybe, itong mga endpoints kasi guys, is accessible sa kahit saan. Later po, papakita ko paano siya naging accessible. Okay? But for now, try nyo po munang gawin itong get endpoint. Okay? Just type this lang muna. How about the others guys? Nag-work po ba sa side nyo? Type 1 or thumbs up tayo guys if nag-work na po sa side nyo. Thank you so much. Di ko sir magawa. Okay lang po, no worries. How about the others po? Nag-work naman po ba sa side nyo? Ayan, nice. Thank you po so much for the response. Super appreciated. Okay sa inyo. How about the others po? Nag-work po ba din? Nag-work din po ba? Sige guys, you could try it if you want pa. I would give you last 2 minutes, no? To copy the code. So this is the full code if you need, no? If hindi na-copy earlier. Yan. One. Nice. Nag-work. Thank you po. Ayan siya, no? So guys, feel free if you feel na kulang yung notes na ginagawa ko, you could type in your own notes, no? I mean, sa comments. Walang problem with that. Go lang. So yun guys, that is how you create an endpoint. Well, a get endpoint, no? So, don't worry guys, we would make this much more complicated after nyo po makopy and after nyo matesting. So, by 808, that we would continue na po. Ayan guys, it's already 808. How about the others sa testing na po ba natin? Hello guys, testing na po ba natin yung code dito? Or medyo baka may na-experience po kayong hardships or any problems, you could let me know po para ma-fix po natin. Meron po ba? Okay naman na. Okay. So, okay na tayo guys. Pwede tayo mag-proceed po na our next part. Kasi maybe some of you is, it worked nice. So, ayan. So, don't worry guys, no? If hindi pa gustong sumabay sa pagko-code right now, that's okay. No worries, no? But guys, if probably hindi pa gumagana ang inyong postman, that's also okay. If ever man na later nyo gusto mag-code, chat nyo lang ako. Nagre-respond naman po ako, pagka free time ko. Okay? Nagre-respond ko kayo any question, guys. Sasagutin ko yan. So, let's continue. Now, guys, kasi ito problem, no? Hindi enough ang simple lamang na list. Okay? So, guys, what data would I would like to do is something like this. So, guys, I want to go back sa ating store kasi yun ang ating Okay? Yun ang ating goal eh. We do not want it to be students. Tapos return natin stores. I want guys to call the data model for now stores. Meaning, multiple stores. Madaming store. Then guys, ito po ang expected na data. Alisin ko muna to ha. Ito po ang expected ko na data from the variable na gusto natin gawin. Which is, as you could see, what? A list. Tapos, sa loob ng list is a dictionary. So, sa loob ng list is merong dictionary. Diba? Ganyan. Then, let's say that I want to create a store. So, guys, in my store, maglalagay ako ng name. Inside that name is, of course, the name of the store. Let's change this to Ninja Store. Then, items is, once again, a list ng dictionary. Para po, pag nag-add ako ng item, syempre, pwede ko silang bigyan ng price. Laptop, 1,009.99. Thumbs up tayo guys or type 1 if understood natin yung concept, bakit tayo gumamit ng dictionary and list. So, now, I could add as many stores as I want and ganito yung format nila. Name, Ninyo Store, items. So, pwede ko palitan to. Let's say, ito yung store ni Altis. Ang binibenta niya is furniture, chair, diba? Tapos, add tayo ng bagong dictionary sa loob ng items. Comma, let's say, sofa bed, ganyan. It's going to be 200.99. So, yan. Ganyan siya guys nag-work. Thumbs up tayo guys or type 1 if clear tayo so far. Bakit ito po ang napili nating data? Kasi guys, when we create data, of course, it has to be descriptive. Na yung data mo, pag nakita mo palang walo kagad, you would know na, ganito pala yung details ng hinahanap kong data for store. Na merong store name, and per store is merong item. Yun po ang goal natin guys when we are creating API. We want to provide data, but at the same time, the data should be something na well-explained and well or detailed properly. Proper and detailed dapat. So, ayan. So, if idadissect natin ng ating dictionary, for those na medyo baguhan pa sa Python, no? In our dictionary po, di ba, remember that we have key value pair. So, ang key value natin here is dalawa lang. We only have name, then the Ninja store, and then po, the items, which is ADs. No, kasi guys, sa loob ng item is meron tayong dalawang dictionary na merong key value na name and price. Yun lang po yung parang pinaka-breakdown nito. No, if baka medyo nalilito pa. But, once again, this is just a dictionary. Nasa loob ng dictionary is merong key value pair. Okay, send natin yung code. Okay po. Ayan. So, send natin yung code. Ayan. So, sa loob ng dictionary is merong key value pair. Ito yung value nun, list. Sa items. But yung list niya kasi is nagko-contain pa din ng dictionary. Okay po. So far guys, gets naman po ba natin? Thumbs up or type 1 po tayo if gets po natin so far. Yan. Thank you so much sa response. Super appreciated po. Okay. So guys, if masyado mabilis, let me know lamang. Thank you. So now, we have now created this. And I do not have to change this, no? Kasi, that's the purpose. We want to get all the store. So maybe, get all store. Palitan ko yung pangalan ng function. Get all stores. Yep. Or all store, all stores. Di ko alam yung English. Pasensya na guys. May na ako sa English. So yan. Kunin natin. So, I have saved it. And it is currently running. No? So guys, you could copy the function name. You could create your own. Pwedeng Tagalog, pwedeng English. Walang problem. Basta, after nitong may at or itong decorator na tinatawag, sa baba is the function. Okay? Then, if you guys would try to run it in our Postman, just palitan nyo lang yung link, yung endpoint, send. And there we go. This is our data na. Okay? So, it should work pa din. Okay? So, sige guys, I would wait for you. Try to test it if you want. No? I would give you a minute, 8 until 8:15, then continue tayo. Nice, nag-work. So, type 1 or thumbs up na lang po if nag-work din sa side nyo. I have sent the variable sa ating chat box. Working. Thank you po. How about the others, guys? Working po ba sa side nyo? So guys, as you can see, no, ganyan na yun. Yan na yung pinaka-concept ng API. You just create variables. For now, sa susunod na tayo mag-database, gagawa ka ng endpoint, and then, well, you return the stores. Okay? That is how you create endpoints. And how to test them as well. That is for get. No? That is how you do a get method. Now, it's already 8:15, no? I hope that na-test nyo na sa side nyo. Don't worry. Magkakaroon pa tayo ng madaming example ng get and ano. But ayun nga, we have to move forward then at some point, which is what we would do now. No? Now, this is a get request. No? See, this is our first endpoint. And this is a get request for the store na endpoint. Now guys, this is what we call the response. No? Ito yung response. Ito yung binalik sa atin, which is a JSON. Ito guys, as you can see, JSON nakalagay. I think hindi siya magre-return ng other thing, no? It's always JSON. Automatic na yung JSON. Now, the second endpoint that we would ever create is going to be a post request, which is a much more harder one. Now guys, I would also use the same endpoint. Okay? Yes, medyo magulo ang XML, basahin tama. So now, gagamit tayo ng store endpoint. And, bakit sir store pa din? Different naman na yan sir post. Kasi guys, we want to be able, tingnan nyo guys if ito yung aking URL, if get, I want to get all stores. But guys, if post, I want to create a new store. And, it is still understandable na, you want to post sa store na endpoint, meaning you want to create a new store. But if papalitan mo yan ng get, you want to get a new store. So, we would still use the same endpoint. But this time, as a post. So, sir, paano yan? At app.post. Tapos, same endpoint pa din. Okay? Now, of course, when we app.post or when we do it, medyo different lang siya. Okay? Let me show you guys bakit siya magiging different. Bababa ko yung result. No? Magiging different siya guys kasi in our postman po, dahil post na tayo, syempre, we have to provide data. Ano yung pangalan ng store ko? Ganon. So, in this case, gagawa lang tayo ng store. Wala tayong pakialam sa items. Okay? So far ba guys, nakakasunod tayo? Please type 1 or thumbs up if nakakasunod po tayo so far. Yan. How about the others po? Nakakasunod naman po ba tayo so far? Wala po tayong question or problem so far, guys. So, yun. We would like now to get or to create a new endpoint called post. Now, guys, look at the code. It's very minimal. If Saint endpoint, paano malalaman ni Flash na posting tayo instead of fetching? Ayun po. Sa ating postman po, guys, is we have this option na if you want to create a get request, then sinend ko yan, yun po. Gagawa siya ng get request or fetch request for post. Ayun po. So, dito na yun, guys. Malalaman na po yun ni Flash automatically based on our postman. Kasi po, if gagamit na tayo ng browser, ang kaya lang gawin is get, always. So, kaya po tayo gumamit ng postman para ma-provide talaga natin ng specific na, you want to create a post request on that. So, ayan. Okay? So, now guys, lagay tayo ng bagong function called def add new store. Okay? Then, for adding a new store, how do we do it? So guys, let me explain first. The way that we add a new store is by providing data. So when we provide data in Postman po guys, so currently diba ito nakikita nyo? Tama? So guys, turo ko po. Meron tayong need na pindutin. Pupunta po tayong body. And then, pupunta po tayo dito sa none. Gagawin natin siyang raw. And it should be a JSON data. What does it mean po? It means that if i-drawing ko siya, pagka po kasi tayo ay nagpo-post request, no? If tayo po ay nagpo-post request, for example, I want to create a post request for the store. Siyempre, I should provide data, which is what data do we want to provide? That is the name of the store. So, gagawa tayo ng dictionary na name ng ating store. So, let's say that the name of the store is Dulay Store. Ngayon, pagka ginawa ko tong post request, guys, pagka napunta na siya sa API, dun sa ating Flask, no, sa ating REST API, kasama po itong ginawa nating data. Kasama yan dito. Tapos ngayon, isa-save po yan sa database ni Flask. So now, nakasave na dito yung bagong store na provide din natin ang data as a dictionary. Clear tayo guys on the concept of post. Guys, thumbs up tayo guys or type 1 if clear tayo. How about the others? Clear naman po ba tayo sa concept ng pag-post? Ganun natin guys ginagawa ang post. Naglalagay lang tayo ng kasama niyang data. Okay? Simple as that. Now, this is what we call a request body. Yan, yung data na yan. That is what we call the request body. Sabihin, ano yung content ng request mo? So, hindi natin need maglagay ng content request pagka we want to fetch things, no? Eh, sir, paano pag ang gusto kong kunin na data is si store ng Ninyo Dul or let's say Dulay Store? How do I do that? Do I need to provide yung name ng store na gusto ko i-search? No po. Tuturo ko siya later, after ng post. Okay? If you want to search for specific stores. Okay? So, let's continue, no? Now, sa new store nga guys, once again, is need po natin maglagay dito. Kunwari, I want to create a new store. Ipo-provide ko po yung name ng bagong store. So guys, ganito lang ilalagay ko sa body sa loob ni Postman. I would put, okay, maglalagay ako dyan kung ano yung name ng store na bago na ipopost ko. Now guys, currently kasi wala pang laman yung function. So, ito po ang question natin. How would Flask be able to accept this data na nasa body? Tama? So guys, for that, we have to import another one. From Flask, import, request. Yun lang po. From Flask, import, request. Meaning, itong request na in-import natin na to is gagamitin natin for us to get this body or the request body. So guys, from Flask, import request. Okay? Guys, baka mamali kayo, walang S sa dulo. Request lang po. Now, okay? Gagawin natin guys, isa loob ng ating function, gagawa tayo ng variable called request body is equals to request dot get JSON. Okay? Meaning, ito pong data na to, kahit anong data na i-provide nyo sa request body, is mapupunta po siya dito sa loob ng request. And for you to be able to save this data, you have to call this method called getJSON na i-save natin sa ating request body. Thumbs up tayo guys or type 1 if we are clear po with that. Kung bakit natin ginagamit si request. Para lang po ma-save natin itong data na to. 'Di ba? Nag-post tayo ng data na may kasamang ganito. Nag-import tayo from Flask ng request in order for us, no? Para magamit natin to kasi this is called the request body. So dapat sa Flask mo magamit mo yung request body na yon. And for us to be able na magamit itong request body na name ng store, gagamitin pa natin itong code na to. Sabihin, dun sa request, kunin mo si JSON. Di ba guys, this is the request. Kukunin mo si JSON and this is the JSON. Ito guys, JSON nakalagay. This is the JSON. Tapos isa-save mo siya sa variable na request body. Thumbs up tayo guys or type 1 if you are clear po with that. How about the others po? Clear po ba tayo with that? Any question po guys so far? Wala po. Okay. So now, what do we do next? So gagawa tayo or magdadagdag tayo sa ating stores. So now, guys, stores.append. Ngayon, ano bang hinihingi ng stores? The name of the store. So guys, we would simply do this. Name, that's the key. Then the value is going to be request body and then yung name. Meaning that we are accessing this value inside. Okay? Then, comma, ang items natin, well, empty list lang. Walang laman. So yan, i-add natin yan sa ating store. So meaning, kung ano man yung content ng request body under the name, which is in this case, ang name natin is Dulay. So sir, does it mean that if papalitan ko to ng F-name, dapat din po ba yung sa request body, papalitan ko din to ng F-name? Yes po. So sige, for a much more specific one, let's proceed to store name. Ayan. Para, pag nag-request body tayo, clear din sa inyo guys na, okay, sa loob ng request body, which is this one, gusto kong kunin yung store name na data, which is in this case, Dulay Store. Tapos, isi-save po natin dito sa key na name. Then, ang items is walang laman. Now guys, eto po. When posting, sir, edi pag posting, hindi mo need mag-return. Kasi, save ka eh. Guys, the answer is no. You have to return kung ano yung bagong na-add dun sa API mo. So guys, meaning that itong data na to, we have to store this in a variable called new store. Tas yan. Tas yung new store na yan is i-append ko dito. And then guys, we have to return that new store. Okay? We have to return that new store. Then, followed by a 201. Sir, ano po yung 201? Okay. So guys, if titingnan natin yung return numbers in web app, is it called return numbers? Numbers for status code. Ayan, status code numbers. So, meron po tayong tatawag na HTTP response. And guys, ipapansin nyo, di ba, kunwari, nag-search ako ng wala. Mag-search ako ng something. Di ba, para lumalabas is 404 not found. Yan. So, as the creators of API, we have to let the clients know, or when we say clients, yung gumagamit ng program natin, kung naging successful ba or hindi yung kanilang request sa ating API. So, for the successful responses po, for okay, ang ginagamit yan sa get. But, as you guys could see, meron put and post. But guys, no. We would not use 200 for post. Tingnan nyo po itong 201. 201 means created. So guys, meaning that we have to return 201. Kasi this is a post and meaning that pag 201, nakagawa tayo ng bagong store successfully. Okay guys, thumbs up tayo, type 1 if gets po natin yung concept na yon. Ganyan lang siya guys. It would automatically return 201. So, if kanina, napansin nyo, di ba? Pagka nagra-run kami or tayo ng get, lalabas dito 200. Pagka naglagay kayo ng 201 dyan, automatic din po lalabas dito si 201. Kasama siya, guys. Makikita nyo na nakalagay dyan 201. So, guys, we are now done with creating our post endpoint. Let's try to use it. Post. Tapos, ito na. Ito na yung data na gusto kong i-provide. Store name. But, guys, mamaliin ko to. Kasi di ba ang hinihingi ng request body sa code is store name. But ang provide ko sa ating request body is name lang. If i-send ko yan, magkaka-error. See? Ang error natin is key error store name. Wala daw po siya matagpuan na store name kasi name ang provide natin. So let's give it store name. Let's send or let's run. And there we go. Guys, do you see? 201 created. Okay? Sir, how do you know if talagang na-add yan? So guys, ito po, meaning, itong nireturn natin dito is the newly added store. So guys, for us to be able to check it, punta lamang tayo ng get, let's send it, and guys, you could disregard this, no? Walang problem with get yan. Hindi gagamitin yan ng get. Send. See guys, for our first store, we have the Nino store. Meron siyang item na dalawa. But for the second store, the Dulay store, wala siyang laman. But it was created. So, meaning that I could add as many stores as I want, no? Hello store. Let's call this hello store. Send. Let's call this bye-bye store. Send. Then, if you would try to get all of these stores, well, there we go. As you guys could see, nagawa sila lahat. Now, the problem is that hindi pa tayo nakakapag what if the store na pinost mo is the same, if is of same name? What if Dulay store ang ilagay ko ulit? Ang mangyayari is ma-overwrite niya, no? Ma-overwrite niya yung existing. So, di ba, currently meron tayong Nino store. Tingnan nyo guys, gagawa ko ng bagong Nino store and you would see that pag nag-get ako, parang pumatong lang siya. Bakit kaya pumatong lang siya? Hindi siya napalitan. The reason is because we are using list. No? We are already using a list. So, nag-append lang tayo eh. Walang problem kahit magkapare-parehas. Okay? So, if you want na walang pare-parehas, well, you have to create your own logic for that. Which is, we would discuss sa Monday na. Like, how do we improve our data? Pwedeng set, but kasi po, we are using this kind of data. So, talagang we have to be flexible. Si set po is, if I remember correctly, hindi siya basta-basta na or like kulang yung parang pwede tayong magamit from set, unlike from a list. But don't worry guys, kasi gagamit naman tayo totally ng database for this. Okay? So ayun nga, I promise you guys that we would try to what? To access a specific store. So ayun nga, di ba meron na akong stores nga. What if gusto kong kunin lang is si Nino store? How do we do that? Guys, this is going to be our last lesson for today. Okay? So now, at up.get, so gagawa tayo guys ulit ng bago. So this is our third endpoint. This is going to be a get request. Now, guys, maiiba na endpoint natin for the first time. Store slash and then the store name. Meaning that, what if gusto ko ma-access yung Ninyo Store? Guys, ganito ko siya gagawin. Ita-type ko talaga siya dito sa taas. How do you do that? Diba? That is a good one. Tama. Para specific, yung store. Kung baga nag-search ka talaga ng store, you are not basically getting all of the stores, but you could actually select one. That is the goal. So now, how do you do this? So guys, just like earlier, store, but this time, maglalagay kayo ng slash. And then po, maglalagay kayo ng angled brackets or greater than less than symbols. Inside it is you have to put muna the data type nung gusto mong ilagay. In this case, guys, what we want to put as the data type are strings. Tama. So now, nalagay mo string and then the variable name. Tapos, guys, ito po, meaning that kung ano man yung ilalagay nyo dito, is going to be accepted as a string. And then, that string is going to be put inside the or inside your function. So, tingnan nyo guys. Def, get specific store. Tas guys, dapat po, kung ano yung ginamit nyo dito sa inyong URL, sa endpoint, nung gumawa kayo, is dapat po, it would also be dapat nakalagay din sa parameter niyan as the first one or kung ano man yan, no? So sir, paano pag meron akong dalawa? Let's say meron akong int dito tapos age. Well, you have to put age din, pangalawa. Ganun lang guys, simple as that. Okay? So now, ayan nga. So ang gagawin natin is for us to get the specific store, for store in stores, basically isa-isahin natin lahat ng store. If store name, if yung name ng store currently na naglo-loop is equals doon sa store name na sinesearch ni user, which is galing dito, i-return natin yung store na yun. Or return natin yung store. Yan. Else, if wala, no? If wala silang nahanap, i-return natin 404. Tapos siguro, lagay tayo ng message na store not found. Like that. I-return natin siya as a JSON message. Yan. Ganyan siya, guys. So, kasi mapapansin nyo, yung pattern ng return natin is laging nauuna po ang dictionary followed by the status code. Sirs, ba't sa 201, di ka naglalagay ng status code? Well, automatic na kasi si 200. So, if you guys want, we could add it manually here. 200. Okay? So, we are now done with our first endpoint, the second endpoint, and the third endpoint is iti-testing natin. So, now, let's try to run muna yung normal na send store. Let's run our code, no? So, now, if I'm going to run this, ayan nga, then, try ko na i-search si Nino Store. Sesend ko siya, guys. Ayan na siya. Sir, parang wala naman nag-iba. O, sige, guys. Pakita ko muna sa inyo na mag-a-add muna ako ng bagong store called Dulay Store. Hello Store. Bye-bye Store. Then, let's try to get all of the stores. Ayan. So, we have multiple stores, right? So, now, if I'm going to only get a single store called Nino Store, run natin siya. As you guys could see, eto na siya. Nakuha ko yung stores inside. Or yung store lang na yun. Ayan lang. Wala ko ibang ano na. Kung ano lang talaga yung gusto kong i-search. Diba specific? What if si Hello Store ang gusto kong kunin? So, just type it here. Now, guys, the difference naman this time is that itong part na to ng inyong URL is tinatanggap siya dito sa side na to as a string. Tapos, yung string na yan is bibigyan ng variable name, which is in this case, store name. Now, sa loob ng function nyo, yung store name na yun is i-accept as a parameter. Okay? Tapos yung parameter na yun is ginamit lang natin. Sinabi natin na sa kada store, dito sa variable na stores, if the name ng store is nag-equal, if yung name ng store is nag-equal dun sa store name na nilagay natin here, guys, notice may karong color coding, orange. So meaning, we are referring to the variable na nasa parameter. i-return natin yung store na yon. If wala siyang natagpuan, type niya, store not found. So, magta-try ako na mag-type dito ng gawa-gawang store. See? Message, store not found, and it is a 404. So, yun siya guys. Kaya ako naglagay ng ganito. Thumbs up tayo guys or type 1 if you are clear po with the concept of our third endpoint. Thumbs up tayo guys or type 1 if clear po tayo so far. Ayan. How about the others po? Clear naman po ba? Any question or clarification po so far? Meron po ba tayong question or clarification po so far? Wala po. Sure na yan guys? Kasi po, if wala, magpapa-assignment na po ako. Okay? So, don't worry guys, I will send the code. And please guys, try nyo pa tong i-master after ng session natin. On Saturday and Sunday, on your free time guys. Kasi, yung session natin ngayon is really not enough. No? You have to really familiarize yourself with this. No? So, try nyo ulit na i-watch ang ating recording, which is ipopost ko din naman. And then, try nyo, guys, my challenge to you is try nyo po na gumawa ng sarili nyong endpoint na hindi siya store for you to be able na mag-gets yung concept niya. Maybe you could change this to, let's say, library or books, di ba? Then, or libraries, yes. This is going to be the name of the library. Tapos ito, instead of items, magiging books. Tapos ito, instead of name, magiging siyang title ng book, tapos author, tapos genre. Okay? So, ayun. Like, try to create your own examples, not just the one that I have provided. Okay po? So, now, magpo-provide na po ako ng assignment, which is simple lang naman. I would try to keep it light. Okay? As I said nga. So, for our assignment for today, no? Session 3. Introduction to API with get and post, no? See, this is get method and post method. Create additional 2 endpoints, no? The first endpoint that I want to get from you is to get store name, and then /items. Meaning, get all items within a specific store. Meaning that, kunwari, this is my endpoint, di ba? When we try to get new store. Ito, di ba? So, guys, what I want to only get is this list. Aalisin nyo itong name and then itong kina-item. Okay? Ito lang pong list na to. Or guys, if sama nyo, ito, kasama nyo yung kina-item, but guys, dapat mawawala na si ninyo. So, how would you do that? So, pag nilagay ko dito, /items or item, mawawala po yung name na to. Basically, ang matitira lang is this list ng items. Or if want nyo nga, once again, isama nyo itong kina-items. But ako, mas prefer ko if ito lang, yung mismong list lang. Okay? Ayan. So, that's your first endpoint. The next endpoint is going to be a post store name, then items. Add a new item within a store. So now, gagawa naman kayo ng new item within a store. So now guys, hindi lang isa ang request body niyan ha. Dalawa yan. Sir, ba't po naging dalawa? The name of the item, desktop PC kunwari, and then of course, the price. You have to provide also the price. Meaning, if gagawa ka ng post for the item inside ninyo store, ganito yung itsura niya pagka ginawa mo na. Then, ganito yung itsura ng request body. And, when you code it, excuse me, pag kinode nyo yan, syempre, gagamitin nyo yung request.getJSON. Okay? PS or additional tips. Use request.getJSON to get data from the request body. Okay? Then, after that, ano pa bang possible na tips na ibibigay ko sa inyo? Another tip is, well, if hindi nyo mahanap kung ano man yung parang problem, try to first do it on a normal code without using Flask. Kumbaga, gawin nyo muna siya without Flask. Kasi, once na ma-figure out nyo paano kayo pwedeng mag-search without using Flask, sa kanya ipatong si Flask. Okay? Kumbaga, try to think of it muna as a normal code. After that, normal code. After trying to figure it out, no, then try to try to combine it with Flask. So, sorry daw siya mag-English, but you get my point, no? So, that's my tip. Then, PS, please pass your Python file, no? Not screenshot. Ayan, not screenshot. Okay? Kasi kami na po magte-testing yan. But if you could provide screenshot, would be much better. So, picture nyo yan, tapos screenshot nyo lang like that. So, ayan. Screenshot nyo lang siya if you want, no? Together with the code. But, I really encourage you guys to please pass your Python file para mas ma-check namin, and if mayroong mali, mabibigyan ng feedback. Okay? So, for this week, di ba, nag-pass kayo ng 3 assignment? Or, ito yung pangatlo, basically. So, yung feedback po is marireceive nyo within Saturday and Sunday. Ayan, okay? So, due date is next week, Friday. Yep, so September 20. Wala namang optional na time. So, ayan. This is your endpoint po, guys. I have provided it already. Lagyan ko dito ng string para mas clear tayo, no? Ayan. So guys, once again, please huwag kayo mahiya magtanong sa akin. If stuck kayo or something, I accept questions naman. Okay? No questions asked. Sasagutin ko lahat ang tanong nyo if need. Okay? So, say natin yan. That is your assignment for this session. Okay? Then, ayun. It's already 8:44, no? If you guys are curious on how would it look like, no? Let me show you guys. Ito siya, guys. Store. So, i-get natin lahat ng store, no? Ayan. So, now, if I want to create a new store, I would simply post the store. So, the name of the store is Altsys Academy, kunwari. Let's post it. There we go. Ayan, items niya. Now, if you want to add items to Altsys Academy, ganito nyo guys gagawin. Altsys Academy /item. I think. Yep. Then, maglalagay ako dito ng bagong item. For example, the item is called Python Fundamentals. The price is for, how much ba? 2,000 pesos. Then, now, if I'm going to send it, it should return, once again, ito lang, kung ano yung add ko. Tapos halagay, di ba, 201 created. Now, if I'm going to get, no, all of the store, I should get the 2 stores. Yung My Store 1, and then the new store. Altsys Academy. Sir, try mo nga, sir. Ano, i-get mo sa Altsys Academy lang. So, ganito. Altsys Academy. Send. Nakuha ko. What about, sir, item lang? So, /item. Lagyan nyo lang. O, di ba? Nakukuha ko siya ng tama. Ganun lang, guys. Thumbs up tayo, guys, or type 1 if you are clear po sa assignment natin and also what I have taught you for today. So guys, I know na baka some of you is nahirapan pa sa learning curve. Kasi yes, galing kayo, let's say, from Python Fundamentals and biglang ganito. But guys, once again, I am offering my help or assistance for those na nahihirapan. Please, huwag kayong mahiya magtanong. I always respond naman po. Okay? Do we have any question or clarification for this topic natin today? Or wala naman po? Thumbs up tayo, guys, or type 1 if okay na po. So, ayan. Nice. Thank you so much, guys, for attending this session po, no? So, once again, if ever na magka-question or tanong, let me know lang po through PM or sa GC or sa page. Okay? That's all, guys, for this session and have a good night. Welcome po, sir. Thank you, thank you.